If you are currently leveling up your Django and Postgres skills with this tutorial, you might like to know that this tutorial is part of a whole playlist where you will learn how to, with Django and Postgres, create database level constraints and triggers. If you like this playlist and you would like to learn more about Django ORM, then do check out our Django ORM Mastery course on Udemy. Links to the playlist and course can be found in the video description. In the previous tutorial, we created a check constraint for the name field in our category table. We did that by defining the SQL code in the migration file. So now we're going to move across and build a trigger. We're going to follow the same principles, procedure. So we're going to add the SQL code within our migration file, which we have already created, and then we'll go ahead and apply that to our database. So we have already discussed triggers being a function or procedure which is triggered in response to a certain event on specified tables or views in our database. So here we're going to build a trigger which is triggered whenever we insert any new records in the category table. We're going to be building a trigger which is going to format any data that's inserted into the category table, specifically the name field. It's going to convert that name text into lowercase, and that's going to ensure that our data in that field is all consistently formatted in lowercase throughout the whole table. Let's jump back into the category migration file, so inventory migrations category. I'm making the assumption you saw the previous tutorial. You may already have that open. We have already created SQL for the check constraint. So now we just need to create some more code. We're going to follow the same convention, same pattern in that we are going to be utilizing SQL code to generate this instruction, this function. So let's just copy that. Let's remove that and let's get started. Like I said previously, we realize that we haven't explained in any detail SQL language. Hopefully you saw from the previous example, it is fairly straightforward to read. Again, if you're English, it makes it a little bit easier to read. We just altered the table. We've added the constraint. In this case, we've named the constraint and then the actual constraint details. So this is a similar pattern, but first of all, we're going to create or replace. We don't need to include this, but create or replace function. We didn't need to replace, obviously it shouldn't exist, but we're going to create or replace function, and this is going to be called, let's call this lowercase name trigger. Okay, right, so we returns trigger as $. So at this point, we have begun by defining a new function name that is going to be lowercase name trigger. That's our function name. And then we've gone ahead and we said return trigger as. So this specifies that the function will return a trigger object. So the $$ here, this indicates the start of the function body. So now we're actually going to build our function. Right, so let's get this begin. So what we're going to do, first of all, is we're essentially going to grab the name that's going to be inserted into the field, and then we're going to use the lower function to grab our name and then convert it into lowercase. So I've used the word begin here because that indicates the beginning of the function's executable code block. Once we're done, we use the keyword end. So we want to run the function and then we want to return. This is a function, so we're going to need to return this. So this is very much like a typical normal Python function in that you might supply it some information and then it returns some sort of value. So we're going to return that new value name lowercase, and that's what's going to be inserted into the database. Right, so we end semicolon, and then we can end the code block with the indicated by the $2, and then we can specify the language. That's going to be PLPGSQL. Okay. So we've created our function. We've defined what it should return, what it should do. So now we need to create the trigger. Okay, so let's call this category lower. We're trying to follow the same pattern. So category, the name of the table, and then what it does. So lowercase name, try and be a little bit descriptive, lowercase name trigger, and then we're going to say before insert, so before we actually insert data or potentially update data. So we're now defining when the trigger should be triggered or when the function should be triggered. So we define specifically inventory category. So we define the table so we know that when to actually perform or utilize this trigger. So this should be triggered when we insert or update on the inventory category table. Right, so because there might be multiple rows that we're editing. So for each row that potentially we're editing, we want to then execute the function, and that's going to be then the function name lowercase trigger. So hopefully reading through that, if you do have a programming background, it is fairly straightforward to follow. We've simply just created a function, and then we created a trigger. We defined when we want to run the trigger, and then we define what we want to run when the trigger is activated, in this case, our function. Right, so we have already migrated this over to the database. So we're probably going to need to just restart the database. So I've moved back into my AdMiner, making the assumption at this point you know how to get in. You've got a little bit of experience utilizing AdMiner. So I'm just going to go back to my inventory database. If you can't find it, utilize the navigation bar at the top here. And then I'm just going to drop that. We'll go through the process again of adding the database and migrating it. If you were following along from the previous stage, you should be able to just press up. The previous command should be there. You can see that we do have an error. So it looks like I have made an error here in the code. So I've got a semicolon end. So it looks like here, language, PLPGSQL. Okay. So I did notice a mistake here. So we didn't add a semicolon right there. Is that are we going to resolve it that way? So let's have a go. Nope. You may have seen that I spelled language wrong. Language. Okay. So with that done, let's migrate. There we go. If you are having any problems, then do check out the source code. Copy and paste, just check your source code against the source code provided, and hopefully that will resolve any small errors you might have. Okay, so we've migrated again, so let's refresh. We have the inventory category table, so let's test this out. So let's go for a new item. So name, let's just add everything in capitals. Slug and level is probably going to be needed. Press save, and you can see now it converts the name that we supplied in the form into lowercase. If you head over to the commands and the PostgreSQL document, then you will find a query that we can run to view our trigger. So just copy that. Let's go back into our SQL command option, and then let's run that. And there we go. So we can now take a look at our trigger name. We can see the trigger definition, so you can take a look at that. That obviously matches the code that we have just included in our migration file.